Our group conducted 2 more interviews. The first was with Tina Avery from Cadwell County Hospice and Palliative Care, who's worked in the food and safety industry for over 25 years. Tina Avery specializes in food distribution and food waste, so during the interview, Tina spoke about key ideas and tips that could help to prevent food waste. The first tip Tina shared with us was to keep meats uncooked, uncut, and wrapped until it's about to be cooked. This helps prevent food contamination and excess food. The second tip was that when distributing the food, you should make sure to keep fruits and vegetables separate. Fruits and vegetables often give off different gases from one another that could cause the produce to go bad quicker than they would if they were separated. The third tip is about airflow. Airflow inside the boxes is very important, so food needs to be evenly spaced out and not packed too closely together. The temperature needs to stay constant, and if items are packed too closely together, the temperature will not be constant. The fourth tip was not to wash fresh produce before transporting the food items. By washing fresh produce beforehand, that opens the door to potential mold growth. The fifth tip was that all food needs to be wrapped in an airtight wrapping or container. For instance, fresh herbs need to be stored in a Ziploc baggie when transporting. This goes for other foods like meats as well. The final tip is to pack the items that the family will use first on the top of the box. This makes it more convenient for them. The next interview was with Jenna Mitchell, who is the facility coordinator at Cadwell Hospice and Palliative Care with over 20 years of experience in the food and safety industry. She's worked alongside Tina Avery and plays a primary role in making sure that food is safe for the patients to eat. During this interview, she told us about ways in which we can reduce the food spoilage during delivery. The ideas include having food tightly sealed in packaging when being transported. A food saver vacuum would be the best for this. If that's not available, then the next best thing is to tightly seal food individually in Ziploc bags. Next is to not combine different meats together. For example, keep chicken with chicken, pork with pork. You should also put perishable foods like dairy and meat on top of the ice when transporting. Temperature is important, so you should use small frozen water bottles or ice packs to fill the gaps between the food. This will help with airflow and help make sure all the food stays cold during transportation. Properly storing fresh produce is also very important. Make sure apples, apricots, broccoli, plums, cucumbers, Brussels sprouts, cantaloupes, cauliflowers, and lettuce are stored in cold boxes. Peaches, avocados, nectarines, bananas, watermelons, the whole watermelon, tomatoes are stored in dry boxes. A fun tip for making bananas stay ripe longer is to seal the stems of the bananas when delivering with plastic wrap. You can also leave the plastic wrap on the stems of the bananas after delivery. These interviews helped our group understand what steps need to be put in place in our prototype. Understanding how food needs to be properly packaged and stored goes a long way in ensuring food will last longer and is healthier. With this information, we can see just how many factors are at play in regards to what condition the produce will arrive to the community in. To ensure that they arrive in the best possible condition, all these tips should be taken into account.